Good.
Okay. Hey, what's up? Jesus Christ.
Okay, real.
Jesus Christ.
Real.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Igloo Cinema, and this week we're going to watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, starring Gary Oldman, Andy Serkis, and a bunch of apes. So, like I said in the intro, we watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and this is going to be a review of it. Like always, we're going to take turns talking about what we liked and what we didn't like, and then that's just going to be a review, and then we're going to give our score at the end. So, Steven, you want to start?
Oh, okay. I guess I will start.
Yes.
Hand it over to me.
Yes.
Okay, so Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I want to start by saying, really like the first one.
Right.
I thought it was a really good reboot of the franchise. I never saw the older ones.
Yeah.
But I imagine it's a really
not that great.
Yeah.
I thought
well, not the Tim Burton one though.
Yeah, okay, not that one.
Yeah,
but yeah. I really thought James Franco was, really good in that role of the doctor and the father figure to Caesar. And I thought that provided a good launching point for Caesar's character.
Right, yeah.
I think this one built upon that very well. I think putting him in this position of a leader and having him have so much control over the other apes in the sense that they respect him so much.
Right, yeah.
I feel like you understand the amount of responsibility that is on his shoulders, and you feel that, okay, yeah, I get it, they're the apes, and they're trying to survive in this world, that they're actually more in tune to live in than the humans are. And you feel that, and what this movie does so well is it balances the struggle between the humans and the apes so well.
Exactly, I agree.
Because you feel like, the apes have a lot to lose, the humans have a lot to lose, but humans, you feel like, have lost a lot more because it was their world, and now the apes are kind of thriving. So you gotta get a reversal. But I think that what the human characters do so well is the actors they make it feel real, right? They're not they're not overreacting in the scenes. Yeah. And the story that it parallels very well. Right. Because the main character has a family and a significant other and a son. And so does Caesar. Caesar has his wife and his son and a newborn baby. So you feel like the main character and Caesar kind of have a connection in that way. And their stories kind of intertwine between war and peace and all of that. I also feel like that, I don't know, Caesar, he kind of, I don't know, he's the representation, in a sense, of survival. Right. Because you sort of see the aftermath of what happened with the simian flu. Because it's not his fault. Yeah, definitely. It's not his fault. It's not the ape's fault. But he sort of capitalizes on it, and he sort of builds his working society in it. Yeah. And I feel like Andy Serkis does a really good job with this. Because the emotion you can feel in his eyes. I know they mocap it, but I also know they use actors' reference when they film it. So those are probably Andy Serkis' eyes when you get up close to his face, and the emotion he delivers in those scenes is so strong. You feel for the apes, and you feel for their cause and what they're about. Especially with Koba, one of the meaner apes, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You understand where he's coming from, even though he's the biggest douchebag to have ever lived. Yeah. And what they do so well is that there's no definite villain. Yeah. Right. In the sense that there's no one, I'm trying to rule the world in all that sense, like in superhero movies. This one is more sort of survival, which I think akins it to more like the video game The Last of Us. Which it's not about good versus evil. It's more about what would you do to survive in that sense. Right. Yeah. Also, we can talk more later, but let's move on. Okay.
You basically said everything. Gosh. But I also really like the fact that there's no who's evil and who's not evil. Both sides have their faults, and I think the movie did a really good job representing. Okay, the apes did bad stuff, and then there's the humans who did the bad stuff too. All the actors, I think, did a really good job, and I think the apes, you literally forget that this is fake. Like when you watch the movie, it's very realistic, and people's reactions are as if it would actually happen. And for me, after I watched the movie, I started to think, what if this actually happened in the real world, and how would people react? So yeah.
Okay, yeah, I really liked the movie too. I thought general consensus. I mean, I really liked it. I thought, from the trailers, I thought they were gonna show like the apes and the humans equally, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, they show more. They put more focus on the apes more than humans, and I don't think that's really a problem with this movie because it is an apes movie, first of all, and we never really got to see this ape society like that before. In the first movie,
they showed it.
Yeah, in the first movie, it's just Caesar, learning how to understand things and becoming more human. In this one, it's more like, oh, what did Caesar accomplish with his ape people? Like, what did they make? Their society and stuff. And I thought that was really interesting. Like, the first half of the movie is just talking about the hierarchy of the apes, like how they react to each other, like what they do in society. Caesar has like a wife and kids. And like he has all these people that respect him, and like they ride on horses and stuff. It's just so cool watching them. So like the fact that they don't really focus too much on the humans wasn't really a problem with me.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, and I agree with Anna was saying how like it's pretty equal. Like they show because both sides have that one person who's like very biased towards the other side. Like because in the humans, there's one person who's like, yo, the apes killed a lot of our people, and they're the ones who spread the disease, or so they think, or whatever. They have this bias, and the apes are like, yo, the humans, trapped us for this long, used us as torture things, like they use us as experiments. So like, you can understand why they're so angry towards each other. And throughout the movie, there's always this tension between the apes and
all
the
of them have a voice of reason.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like any one of them is wrong.
Yeah, like both sides have problems, and you really understand it, and that's how the real world works. Like it's not black and white. There's like it's all this gray in between, and like you don't know who's right because like at the end like war happens, and it's like it's no one's fault. It just that's what happens when you have two opposing societies, like the apes and the humans, and I thought that was really well done. The CGI for the apes was fantastic.
The visual special effects.
Like there were many moments where I forgot they were even fake, and I thought that was really great. I did think like the human characters weren't really that emphasized, and that makes it so like they're not as memorable. Like Gary Oldman's character, I kind of remember him only because he's Gary Oldman playing it. And even the main guys, like the main guy, the kid, and the girlfriend, I guess, like they're great actors and all, but like they don't really, they're not really given much to work with. I mean, there are some really great scenes between Malcolm and Caesar, like the human and the ape, and you can really feel a friendship bonding. But as for the relationship between the humans themselves, isn't as
I think what this movie did better is not the human relationships, but more of the human circumstance.
Right.
So you understand their struggle as survivors.
Yeah, exactly. You understand the struggle of the humans, but you don't really know them. You just know humans in general. This is what's happening to them. And same with the apes, but like I do think because Caesar's the main character, and the movie is Planet of the Apes, like the apes are more emphasized, so you remember them more as opposed to the humans. But again, I don't think that was really a big problem because it is an apes movie.
And I also think because the survivor aspect of this is so much like zombie movies, like 28 Days Later or something like that, where I don't know, maybe the filmmakers felt like, okay, people know this portion of the genre, but we could focus on the hierarchy of apes and who controls what and the politics behind that.
Yeah, and I don't feel like it's a movie about just like apes versus humans. Not apes versus humans, but it's like them trying to like find peace between each other.
A kind of common ground.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not like a character. Technically, it's not like a character-focused movie. It's more like the situation, like focusing on like the struggle between two kinds of people.
Because the whole movie's built upon misunderstanding.
Yeah, exactly.
Misunderstanding after misunderstanding is how the problem arises in the entire movie.
Yeah, and that's how it's been like that for like in real history. Like it's always been like that, and that's just a real like I like how they showed that because like it's a real modern take on what's going on. Although apes don't really they haven't really taken over, but they might. But one more thing is I liked how they didn't make the humans the complete bad guys. I know in a lot of movies like fucking Avatar like Avatar especially, where the humans like, oh, the big bad humans are coming to destroy everything. Like, oh, we have to defend against the those guys. But in this one, it's like humans are just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Like that's what they have to do. And I know we've said this so many times already, but like it's just surviving. Like they have to survive. And I like how they don't emphasize on who's really bad, who's really good. It's just overall, I just really enjoy it. Like,
it also touches upon the idea of trust.
Yeah.
It's a huge theme throughout the whole movie about who are you supposed to trust and who you're not to. But I think it really says something about human nature, as in we're all selfish down at the core. But it goes to show how much we lean towards that selfishness to better our own selves.
Yeah, like even the movie when Caesar's like, oh, I used to think apes were better than humans, but I realized that apes are just as similar to humans, like everyone else. Like we all have that will to survive, and like.
Because I think the more you start giving someone human attributes, the more they start leaning towards that selfish side of their.
Right, and it's how you make your choices is how it happens. Because Caesar could have easily became like a evil ape and like hate all humans, let's destroy them. But like he chose not to.
But I think that also is as a result of him being raised by James Franco.
Exactly,
and like all the other apes were more animalistic in that sense.
Yeah, and it's about the condition because like Koba, whatever his name is, Koba. Like he was raised by being prisoner to humans,
tortured.
So he has this hatred towards humans, and Caesar has this love for humans, and it's also this battle between like
it's a good dynamic.
The status quo, like who's gonna be the leader of the apes, the guy who hates humans or the guy who loves humans, and I think like both of them are the extreme of each other, and like because Caesar's. Like, Caesar is blinded by his love for humans, and Koba was blinded by his hatred towards humans. Like, if there was, like, a medium, if they could work it out, then, it would have been great. But the movie was great showing us the dynamic, and it was just really interesting to see them going back and forth between, Koba being like, dude, the humans fucked us over, why would you even, like them? But Caesar's like, they're just trying to survive just like us. So, like, again, I know we keep repeating ourselves, but, like, this movie's really great at balancing all that stuff.
Also, the movie does a really good job of showing human and ape connections. Like, there's like you might not think like you're apes. Like, what emotional attachment can you have to like something that's not real? But the movie does a really good job and realistically like shows what there's certain moments in this film that tugs on your heart.
It does.
Hard.
It does. Even their CGI apes, like you really forget that. It's like you can really feel it. Like when an ape attacks, like with the fucking wooden stick or like a gun or something, or when they like jump up, like you can really feel it.
You feel their emotion even though they're not real.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep bringing up Transformers again, but like the CGI in Transformers, like you just don't. There's no weight behind it. It's just a bunch of things going at each other. But like in this one, there's like you can really feel the tension. Like, oh, Caesar's fighting for his people, and he's fighting for harmony between the humans and the apes, and Koba's fighting for his race. Like he's like, fuck the humans, we are us. Like we can't let them
walk all over us.
Because get power, and then like who knows what they're gonna do? They're gonna attack us, and like that's his fear, and that's very understandable. So everyone has their motivations, and it's just like it's just a battle.
I think that's really a tribute to the mocap actors.
Right. Yeah, they do.
Because they could have messed it up. They could have been really bad at working out how the apes walk and how their arms movements. But it's so realistic the way the arms, just the subtle movements. Of their mouth, the way they animate the mouth. I thought that was so well done.
But I also liked how they added the human elements. Like sometimes when they're walking, you can really feel like a human-esque kind of.
Especially the scenes between Caesar and his wife.
Yes, exactly.
When she's lying on the bed, he kind of just.
It's almost like they're in a hospital.
Yeah, and he lightly caresses her face, and you kind of feel the emotion between them.
Yeah, and it makes sense because the apes are starting to become more intelligent.
Yeah, exactly.
Starting to become more human. So like that was a great thing. Like even like just the smallest touches in the CGI make the biggest difference.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, the world is so well constructed. You don't need much backstory. The beginning exposition of the opening sequence tells you enough.
I agree.
The simian flu is taken over, and that's it. Let your mind explore what happened.
Yeah, like they get right to the point. They don't spend too much time trying to like set up everything. Like because we've seen these apocalypse movies before, and the movie understands that, so they're not gonna fucking waste their time you know, explaining what every other apocalypse movie is explaining. We're just gonna get to the part where we're unique, like our story that's different from anyone else's. Exactly. We're just gonna get to the point, and then we're just gonna tell a story. And you know, I mean, I know you said you felt like the movie was too long, though.
For some reason, like I don't know if you guys did that, but like when I was watching the movie, I was like, when are they gonna get to the war part? Right. Like in the trailer, like you see like them going at war. I'm like, okay, like this is really nice and all, but like when is like the climax like start? So yeah. And also for some reason I can only remember like the main theme. I'm sure there's other music, but like I wish they'd made more memorable music, but that's minor.
And like I don't really.
I guess as we were talking about this earlier, but the lack of focus on Gary Oldman's character.
Yeah. That, you know, because in the trailers it made it seem like he was like a very prominent character. And if you're gonna get Gary Oldman in your movie, like
give him more stuff.
So you know, they could have technically gotten any other actor, and it wouldn't have made much of a difference. And
I mean, he does really good with the stuff that he's given.
Yeah, but he's not really given much. Yeah, that's the problem. Also,
they could have explored more of his kind of backstory, I guess.
Yeah.
And how he's related to this whole San Francisco, not quarantine zone, but survival zone.
Yeah, because they hint at it, but they don't really explore it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess there wasn't really enough time. It would have made the movie like 3 hours or something. But you know what they emphasized, I'm glad they did. Like the apes and stuff. I think that was great.
Oh, what was that thing we were talking about? About Koba in his looks. It was too obvious that he was evil.
Oh yeah, let's make the review 1 hour, Anna. God. But the Kebbell, whatever his name is.
His character design was so obviously evil, is what she's trying to say.
Yeah, like a fucking scar on the eye, and like his eyes like gaunt white eye, and like he's like, I don't know, he's just all fucked up, like he did get slapped around by the laboratories and shit. So I mean, like, I'm like, come on, how can you not see that guy and be like, oh, he's not evil? I totally trust that guy because he looks very trustworthy. And then look what happens. Some shit happens, and he's like, I don't want to say anything, but like,
don't trust Koba.
Don't trust him, man.
Hashtag that.
So that's our review of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and it's about time that we give our scores. So yeah, Steven, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. 9 out of 10. Straight and simple.
Anna?
9 out of 10.
Well, fuck you guys. God damn it. I'm gonna give a 9.1 out of 10. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. 9 out of 10. I think the movie was brilliant. It really touches on a lot of really interesting topics about, you know, survival and stuff, and CGI was really great. Characters, the ape characters were really great. The human characters kind of forgettable, but again, that's not really what the point of the movie is. Yeah. It's more like the situation again. So yeah, 9 out of 10. So yeah, the final average score for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a 9 out of 10.
You can't do math.
Yes, and I've said, I don't know how many times I said 9 out of 10, but we probably said it a lot. So, that's our score. If you guys watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, please give your review down below. Do you like it, dislike it, why not? Do you agree or disagree with us, why not? Give the comments down below. We love to read them. And yeah, if you guys like this video, please like it even more, please favorite it, like it even more, please share it. Subscribe to the channel for updated content. Also subscribe to our personal channels. We have the stuff there too. And yes, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next Igloo Cinema, Black Couch, or whatever. Peace out. Man, yeah.